Welcome to the Transcend Bodywork Remastered video series. I'm re-releasing my original self-care tips in HD and fixing the audio on them. And I want to invite you to enjoy the remastered disco exercise. This is nuts. The economy, this bailout, these wars, these power brokers in Washington sitting at their desks like this, worried about losing their slice of the pie, and asking us, the common man, to give them a new pie. I believe we can help our economy save money and energy if we stop wasting it on arms. What would we save if we put down our arms for just one day? What if our nation stopped wielding arms haphazardly forever? Imagine how much we'd save on analgesic costs alone if we just dropped our arms. Do you know how heavy your shoulder thinks your elbow is? It's really heavy. If I was your head, neck, and shoulders, I'd scream at you too and demand ibuprofen at the end of the day. It takes a lot of energy to throw these things around. I'm going to share a simple exercise to play with that will help you reduce your expenditures on arms. It's called the disco exercise, and you'll see why in just a moment. Often, reaching begins with us hefting the weight of our entire arm to get to our goal. If I want to blow my nose, and I'm one of these guys sitting at my desk like this, then my arm's going to go out. I'm going to throw my elbow first and kind of drag my arm behind it and blow my nose. There's probably a more efficient way to do this. In any motion, we have what I call gas pedal muscles and brake pedal muscles. Efficiency is achieved by turning off our brakes so we can use the least amount of gas possible to achieve our goal. It takes massive amounts of energy to move ourselves and hold ourselves back both simultaneously. Instead of hefting my elbow first, using all of this energy to pick up this big heavy weight, throw it out there in front of me. Okay? My gas pedal motion is to reach for my tissue. To pull my elbow out turns on my brake pedals. The reason why, we have this groove in our arm called the intertubercular groove. It's where the pectoralis major muscle attaches, the teres major, which comes off the side of our arm, our shoulder blade, and wraps into our arm, and the latissimus dorsi, which comes off our back into this groove. And up above this groove, there's a ball in the socket. So if I tighten the pec, the teres major, and the latissimus dorsi, if I shorten, tightening is shortening, if I shorten this distance, it rotates this groove in. It pulls it back towards my torso. Watch what happens to the point of my elbow when I rotate this groove in. By rotating it in, my elbow points out. So these guys sitting here thinking about the world like this, blowing their noses with their elbows out, wasting a lot of our energy. What if I turn these brake pedals off? Here's the secret to the disco exercise. Keep this elbow pointed at the ground. Instead of hefting this heaviest thing first, I'm going to pick up the smallest thing first and aim it at my goal. That would be my finger. I want to blow my nose in an efficient way. First, I pick up my finger, and it almost aims in a straight line with my Kleenex, but not quite. Next, I'm going to pick up the next biggest thing. We picked up the smallest thing first. Let's pick up the next smallest, my hand at my wrist. So my finger gets there, and I pick up my wrist. Once I'm aimed at my goal for my gas pedal motion, I imagine that goal has a winch in it with a cable attached to my finger. And I let that winch wind my finger toward it in a straight line as my elbow gets dangled and brought along behind. So I let my finger lead the motion. I let my elbow dangle towards my belly button. How this starts to become the disco exercise is my next goal is my nose. I point my finger at my nose. And again, let my elbow dangle, and drag it along behind my hand. Now what I want is my Post-it note. I'm going to point my finger in a straight line at that. And move it, dragging my elbow behind. Now, I think I want to write something on my Post-it note. I point over here towards my pen, and again, move my hand in a straight line towards my goal. Notice my elbow's just been hanging here by my tummy, taking a nap this whole time. I need to record that on my receipt. I'm going to point my finger. I'm going to move it in a straight line, dangling my elbow behind. I'm going to put my pen down. Now I want to drink. I'm going to point my finger at it and move it in a straight line. Wow, my elbow's loving this. So you can see how this becomes the disco exercise. By leading with my finger and aiming at what I want and pulling my elbow behind, you find we're all staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive.